The Ram Temple consecration ceremony in Ayodhya. The temple town is all decked up to welcome Lord Ram. And well, there's massive security deployment across the temple town. There's drone surveillance, there's AI-based monitoring. A lot of preparations have gone into this massive Pran Pratishtha ceremony that will begin at 12 noon. Well, the Prime Minister is expected to arrive in Ayodhya at about 10:30 a.m. He's expected to depart from Delhi at about 9:30 a.m. So, of course, we'll keep a close watch on that. But in Ayodhya, a lot of color. The temple town is turned into a fortress, of course. You can see cultural programs planned across the temple town. And, well, the who's who from the world of business, politics, entertainment, arts and culture, all in Ayodhya. Remember, 10,000 invitees from across the world have been, invited for this massive Pran Pratishtha ceremony. You, of course, have top corporates, businessmen, industrialists, and, people from the world of cinema, politicians, of course, top ministers, all of them in Ayodhya. And of course, foreign MPs have also been invited for this. It's being pitched as, a big diplomacy bid also by the central government. The central government has planned a massive outreach around this as well. We'll get you all the latest from ground zero. NDTV's reporters are spread across the temple town, and Tanish Punjabi is joining us now live from Ayodhya. From the Lata Mangeshkar Chowk, where all the action is. Tanish, finally it's the D-Day, the watershed moment. Certainly a lot has gone into this. What is the mood like? The Prime Minister to arrive at about 10:30 a.m.
Vedant, right now at Dharampat or Lata Mangeshkar Chowk, past few visits, Prime Minister Narendra Modi always took this path, right from Dharampat, going via Lata Mangeshkar Chowk to the Ram Path and the Ram Janam Bhoomi entrance. This is the route that Prime Minister Narendra Modi took, and it has been beautified, as you can see. And also, you were talking about security preparations. I would like to show you heavy security deployment first. Heavy security has been deployed. Yesterday, we spoke to Prashant Kumar, DG Law and Order Prashant Kumar. He told us about the last-minute preparations. Along with, you can see heavy security being mobilized. Police presence here at Lata Mangeshkar Chowk. But apart from heavy security, participants, cultural program participants are arriving, and cultural stages are being set up and it will be set up along this route leading all the way to Ram Janam Bhoomi Path. This is the mood. Everything has been decorated with flowers. You can see every few hundred meters have been decorated with flowers. This is what the situation is on the ground. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to reach around 10:30 a.m. and from there he will go to the temple for the Pran Pratishtha ceremony. Many celebrities are also in town, including Shankar Mahadevan, Sonu Nigam, filmmaker Madhur Bhandarkar, Prasoon Joshi, Kangana Ranaut. Many celebrities are in the town to attend the Pran Pratishtha ceremony. Once again, I would like to show you the Dharampat. Heavy, vehicles have been cordoned off around a kilometer away from here, and this is the Dharampat. You can see cultural, participants getting ready for the cultural program, and very soon they will start their traditional dance performances. You can see participants going for the cultural program for the in the Lata Mangeshkar Chowk. आप लोग का स्टेज कहाँ पर है?
सर ये
वाला। आप लोग कौन सा डांस परफॉर्म करेंगे?
विविध डांस नृत्य, विविध नृत्य।
हाँ। उनके बारे में जरा बताएंगे हमारे दर्शकों को?
अलग अलग विधा को लेकर हमने एक मिक्स किया हुआ है। हम उसको मिलाकर एक प्रस्तुति यहाँ पर दे रहे हैं।
अच्छा
जी।
कैसा लग रहा है आपको? अयोध्या कैसी लग रही है?
बहुत सुंदर लग रही है। ऐसा लग रहा है स्वर्ग में आ गए हैं। हर जगह
बहुत सुंदर
भगवा और हर जगह श्री राम यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहे हैं।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमसे बात करने के लिए। So Vedant, you heard these are the participants. They will be starting to perform anytime soon. It's 7 a.m. in the morning, and very soon the whole city will be lit up, and there will be dance performances all along. Yes.
So certainly, Tanishq, a very special morning for Ayodhya, but just looking at the logistics of it also, because to host an event of this scale and magnitude, of course you have 10,000 special invitees, people from all over the world. Logistically, how has Ayodhya prepared for this entire event? Speaking of security, there's massive drone surveillance also that is in place. You have AI powered monitoring across the city. So talk to us about that. How is Ayodhya preparing logistically to host an event of this magnitude?
Vedant, we were not informed about the number of security personnel deployed, the number of total security personnel deployed. But yes, a lot of security units have been placed for security all along from the airport, leading to the Ram Janambhoomi, but then in fact covering the entire city. A couple of key things that I was told by police sources, that I was told by police officials, that the security personnel are also disguised in civilian dresses and keeping a very close check on the activities of Ayodhya. Another thing, ATS commandos have been deployed on the rooftops of some of the houses to keep an overall check. Drones, anti-drone has been put here. So if there is any drone flying in the area, any drone flying in the city, it could take the control of the whole drone. Now there is a lot of local involvement also. Police is actually in close contact with the shop owners here, with the boatmen here, to survey all kinds of activity that are going on here. But again, this is the security aspect. I would like to tell you how the city, the local administration has also prepared, and how it is going to, how the city will manage or cater to these many people. Around 51 parking lots have been made that can, park up to 22,000 vehicles at one time in the city for today's event, and 5 multi-level parkings are already there in the Ayodhya city to sort of accommodate the high vehicles that the city, the number of vehicles that the city will be witnessing. Water heaters have been installed. In fact, I would like to show you this water heater. This is nail-biting cold. This is extreme cold, and around 300 such water heaters have been installed across the city for people, so that for people to tackle with cold. This is another aspect of how the city has prepared. Water kiosks have been installed for devotees to drink water every few kilometers, and apart from that, there is of course devotees devotees putting a food stall for people, giving out free food. So yes, of course, a lot of preparations, a lot of arrangements for the 22nd January event. That is today, the Pran Pratishtha event, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be here for the Pran Pratishtha. Yes.
Absolutely, Tanishq, a lot of meticulous planning has actually gone into, putting this entire event together. But just speaking of the schedule, because, it's going to be a long day ahead. The Pran Pratishtha ceremony will begin post-noon. But just talk to us about the schedule, because there are a lot of vidhis that are involved. Of course, the Prime Minister will be leading the rituals, and then, of course, a public meet is expected later as well, where you have the Prime Minister addressing the public meet, and then, of course, the RSS Chief and UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath as well. So just take us through the schedule as well.
Before the schedule, I would just like to show you, already the dances have begun at the Lata Mangeshkar Chawl. Participants are already dancing, and this is only going to increase. This is only going to increase as as the time passes by. You will see more and more such participants dancing here at the Lata Mangeshkar Chowk. Hello. आप लोग कहाँ से आए हैं? गोरखपुर। तो आप लोग कौन सा डांस परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं?
टांगिया जनजाति नृत्य।
अच्छा, कहाँ पे करेंगे?
हम लोग यहाँ पे स्टेज लगे हुए हैं, वहाँ पे परफॉर्म करेंगे।
अच्छा, कब स्टार्ट होने वाला है? कितनी देर में?
अभी थोड़ी देर में होगा हम लोग का।
थोड़ी देर में स्टार्ट होगा। तो आप लोग अभी कुछ परफॉर्म कर रहे थे, एक बार जरा कर दीजिए। So you can see, Vedant, of course, a lot of participants performing this is the color here, and of course it is again a lot of participants coming, but it is going to increase. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. By 8 a.m. everybody will start performing, and it will go on for the whole day. But you were talking about the ceremony, Vedant. So a couple of things, I think we have talked about it a lot, but I would again like to mention it. The Pran Pratishtha ceremony is of 84 seconds. That is called the Abhijit Murat, and according to religious texts and gurus, it is said that the God was born during that Murat, during that time, the Abhijit Murat. So it is going to be 84 seconds long, and that's when the Pran Pratishtha will take place. And the Pran Pratishtha and after that, right now the Lord Ram's idol is blindfolded. And after that, the blindfolds will come off, and then of course the puja will begin. The puja will begin. But talking about murtis, we all know that a new murti is there in the Garbhagriha, which has been sculpted by Arun Yogiraj. But what about the old murti inside the temple? So the old murti will also be there inside the temple, and also the other murtis by other sculptors who have been made. But the murti by Arun Yogiraj will be in what they call in Hindi is achal murti, that it will not move around. While the other murtis will be chal murtis, that means they can move around, and they can come, they can go from one inside the temple only, from one place to another. And sometimes devotees, for the devotees to have their darshan, it can come outside. So this is why there are many murtis. One will be achal murti, that means it will be stable, it will be static there, and other will be chal murtis that can move around. This is about the Ram temple. But talking about, I also spoke to L&T engineers who constructed the Ram Mandir right from the scratch. They told me that they have made it, they were asked to make it in such a way that the sun rays will fall directly on the forehead. The sun rays will fall directly on the forehead of the Lord Ram's idol. So reflectors have been put that on the day of Ram Navami, the sun rays will fall directly over the head. Yes.
That's an interesting point you're making there, Tanishq. And just taking a cue from that, we spoke about the Surya Tilak as well. And this temple, in a sense, is an amalgamation of science and tradition, as you were talking about. How you have the Surya Tilak and those reflectors being positioned there inside the temple complex. But just talk to us about the cultural extravaganza that it is in Ayodhya, in the temple town, across the city. And this particular route that you are on, you have cultural programs planned all across. So talk to us about that. Talk to us about how Ayodhya is looking at this, this day, perhaps what many would call a red letter day for Hindus.
Well, yes, the people of Ayodhya have of course, seen this as a sleepy town. It is of course been a religious city with so many temples. It is called the temple town, and there are more than 1,000 temples here. But the people of Ayodhya, have this was always a sleepy town. But again, waking up to such energy, waking up to such dances, light, music all around, it has got the people of Ayodhya really very excited and hopeful about the future also. There are food stalls installed every 500 meters, every 300 meters by devotees coming from all parts of India, not just from Ayodhya, but coming from all parts of India. Some have come from Jammu Kashmir, down south, some from Bengal, some. So the impact of this is pan-India level. The impact of this is pan-India level. People have come from all parts of India. Some are sending Itra, some are sending bangles, some are sending a large Deepak to the Ram Temple Trust for the Ram Mandir inauguration. So this is how it has been. The effect has been of the Ram Mandir inauguration and the Pran Pratishtha ceremony.
Absolutely.
Talking about the cultural program, cultural programs are. Cultural programs are organized. Cultural programs are organized like every time, every Prime Minister's visit. Cultural programs are organized, and at every 500 meter, or every 200 meter, traditional dances depicting parts of India are always are performed there. Right. So be it and traditional local folk dances. We might not even have, people might not even have heard about. The girl we were talking to was to perform a traditional folk dance from Gorakhpur. Yes, Vedant.
Absolutely, Tanish, that energy is palpable there, a lot of color. And well, I'm being joined by Himanshu Shekhar as well, as senior colleague from Ayodhya. Also, Namrata is joining us from Times Square because, of course, the Ram fever is sort of palpable, not just in India, but in parts of the world. We'll come to you, Namrata, but going across to you, Himanshu sir, first. What is the mood like there? Of course, as Tanish was also pointing out, once a sleepy town is now in a flux. You know, of course, the infrastructure sort of transformation is something that is very visible in Ayodhya. Talk to us about how Ayodhya has transformed completely for this very day. Right, Himanshu sir, let's go across to you. Okay, we seem to have lost that line with Himanshu sir, but Namrata is joining us from Times Square. Namrata, very interesting visuals coming in from Times Square. What's the mood like there? How is the Indian diaspora sort of looking at this big day here in India?
Vedant, let me begin by telling you that the temperature here is minus 10 degrees Celsius, but there seems to be no sense of weather affecting the jubilation and elation of Indian Americans here. The whole day has been virtually a celebration with multiple groups coming in here and celebrating this momentous occasion. What I'm picking up from various factions is that they waited 25 generations for this to happen, and they feel a sense of pride and identity being amplified here in the US as well. As we showed you lots of visuals of dhol, chants, cultural programs, Tesla car rallies have been big here in the United States across almost 25 states. Today we had a big one in the Bay Area, but San Francisco with nearly 600 Tesla cars simultaneously turning up their lights in the pattern of Ram, and that went out from Times Square billboards here. The NASDAQ and some people behind me have massive visuals of the Ram Mandir really, and we also expect a live telecast coming in the later hours as well. So as I said, a lot of jubilation among the team, the money is a very strong one. At home means it's strong, huge in terms of political, cultural, and a lot of them want to go for religious.
There seems to be some issue with Namrata's audio there. We'll try and reconnect with her. But the Ram fever, of course, very palpable, and in Times Square as well. You know, it means a lot to the people there, the Indian community there in the US. You have, of course, a lot of invitees from the US as well here. But Himanshu sir, going across to you, I was talking about the infrastructural transformation that Ayodhya has seen, and you know, there's been a lot of infrastructure push, a lot of push towards connectivity, all for this day.
Vedant, please repeat your question.
Go ahead, sir, and tell us about the mood there and talk to us about how Ayodhya has changed for this very day. Okay, there seems to be an issue with Himanshu sir, and we'll reconnect with him. But Tanish, going across to you, Tanish, talk to us about, you know, how, you know, there has been this huge infrastructure push there in the temple town, a lot of changes that the temple town has gone through, all for this very day.
The infrastructure push, Vedant, you can see from the location that I'm standing, right from Dharampat to Lata Mangeshkar Chowk to Rampath to the airports to the railway station, and also to the reconstruction of other temples as well in the town. Almost 70 crores has been spent on around more than 30 other temples in the town for the reconstruction. This is for the temple reconstruction. Talking about the infrastructure, we know Maharishi Valmiki International Airport has been made and flights are now running. Yesterday we were told that SpiceJet will soon start flights from Darbhanga and Patna as well to Ayodhya. And of course, Delhi-Mumbai flights are running. Kolkata-Bengaluru tri-weekly flights are running. So of course, the airport will see more and more activity as the time passes by. Now coming to railway station, new railway station. We know new railway station has been inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it has of course a world-class facilities. It looks like a temple from the outside, but has modern facilities on the inside, lifts, escalators, and whatnot. Around it can hold up to 1 to 2 lakh passengers every day. The new railway station, also renamed as Ayodhya Dham Junction. Now, talking about other things, talking about other things, there have been inauguration of many parkings, many schemes as well. 5 multi-level parking for the city use have also been made. So yes, a lot of infrastructure push here in the city, which of course will benefit. A lot of roads, a lot of chalks, everything has been reconstructed. Roads have been widened for people. The whole parikrama mark, which actually encircles the city of Ayodhya, has been widened. So yes, a lot of infrastructure push, and of course it is also adding to the beauty. You can see behind me the Lata Mangeshkar Chowk. It is one of the top tourist attractions here in the city.